What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Warehouse Series. If you're not a subscriber, if you could do that, I really appreciate you guys. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on my videos. Leave comments and give me a thumbs up. So today, 3 selection tips. The first selection tip I want to talk about is eggs. So if you're in a dairy warehouse and you select eggs, so obviously this is specific to certain people, but I think it's important to say I don't like 12 blocking my eggs. When you 12 block your eggs, they hang off the case or they hang off the pallet like this. I like stacking my eggs like this. If I get a large quantity of eggs, I will 12 block them and I'll probably just end up wrapping the pallet if I need to. But I like stacking my eggs like this with a gap in the middle, and I will fill in that gap because this could go to the last video I put out where I said plan ahead. I know what's coming up in this order, so I know I'm easily going to be able to fill this gap in. I also, let's say I just had 8 eggs, okay? I will put them like this. I will not, I will put the 2 eggs on the corner like this, and I will fill in those gaps with the smaller cases. So back to the first picture, that is my eggs with another layer on top. I even went higher. And here is a picture of the eggs filled in with the gap filled in. And as you can see, no problem filling in that gap. So now I'm going to take that back column of eggs on the back of my pallet, and I'm going to work on trying to tie it into the part that I just filled in. And that's how I tie that in. I firmly believe in not 12 blocking my eggs. I can't stand it. And that is also going to lead to my second tip for today. So here's my second tip for today. I'm in the warm room and I put onions down, and they were hanging off my pallet just a little bit, and they ended up going overlapping my back pallet just a hair. Now I've seen people do this a lot more than just a hair. Okay, so this picture right here, I put this on a previous video and this was sent to me on Discord, so I just took a guess of what happened to this pallet. If you look at the front pallet, there is like that much wood empty. So my guess is that they built their second pallet first. Their back pallet was built first, and the front part of that pallet, the cases were hanging on to the front pallet a little bit. And then they started their back pallet, a little bit back. So whenever they picked up their pallet to separate it to wrap, they picked up the front part of that case on the back pallet. I hope this makes sense. So here's the front pallet, here's the case. They picked it up and they dragged it out, and it brought that case with it. So back to my onions. So what I do is I take the time to just get down on my back empty pallet and I pull it out to meet the back of that case. So now I have a little gap between my front pallet and my back pallet, and my back pallet is equaling the case that's hanging off the front pallet. I hope that makes sense to you guys, but please do this. Make sure that you do not have cases overlapping from one pallet to the other. So that's my second tip for today. The third tip for today that I want to say is I always get into safety tips. Right here you can see that there is a high lift making a move, and I am way back. I am not going to pull right up on this person making their move. I see it way too many times. You have got to give your high lift 2 bays. 2 bays, 4 slots. I don't know if everybody else has double slots or if they're all single. 4 slots is 2 bays. As you can see, my little bracket of green on the side, that's 2 bays. So I'm actually further than 2 bays back, because if their product's going to fall, 2 bays is going to give you enough room not to get hit by that product. Do not pull right up on that person making that move. And you should also let that person make their move, because you got to remember that a high lift can make a move within less than a minute. You're selecting all those cases in that area. It's probably going to take you 4 or 5 minutes sometimes, depending on the quantity of items you're picking. So it is so much easier just to let that high lift, that forklift, that reach lift, whatever you want to call them, make that move before you start selecting by them. So if you see a high lift swinging out, making moves, let them make their move and then keep selecting. So that's my third tip for today. And that's it, guys. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.